we said that we were going to experience soul by contrast, the same way that we never seen light, but we know that light exists, because when you turn the lights off, you say, hey, where did the light go? Where something existed, and it's through its absence that we understand it. When we're children, we're happy, and then we go through suffering and say, hey, where's that happiness? Before that, we're not so sure. So, by abstraction, by contrast, what is human? Well, human is the physical realm. The first thing we can see about human is physical. Yes. So, on 1 to 10, the 10th plane, the 10th level of density of consciousness is physical. Okay? The physical plane is the manifested reality. It's still real. It's reality. It's not illusion. Okay? There's something here. There's something there. It's not a chair, but there's something. This is not a board, but there's something. There's manifested something. A class on this illusion and reality will be available eventually, or has been taught in many other seminars. The physical plane is moving because there's also energy to move it. So, 9th plane, energy. Okay, where we feel the chi. When you're tired, it's not a physical plane that's hindered, it's the vital plane. Okay, so the 9th plane is energy / vital. Okay? The vital plane, the plane of energy, we say the vital plane when we egocentric humans speak only of our body, and we say it's the vital plane because there's life in our body. But this vital plane exists everywhere. This way it's the energy plane. Okay? The New Agers will call this the Etheric World. The ether. Okay? The plane where all the energy goes. So when you're physically tired, it's not your physical body that's hindered, it's your vital body. Okay? If your physical body is hindered, you'd be sick. You have physical symptoms of illnesses. Okay? When your vital body is hindered, it's your level of life, of energy, of willpower. You become more lazy, or you just want to sleep always. You become depressed. You don't have drive. Okay? It's the plane of willpower. Right? Why the hell are you looking at me? Well, I don't know. Why the hell are you looking at me? Oh, I'm the teacher, yes. Because you're wonderful, that's it. But as a human, we experience something of a little higher nature, which is emotion. Okay, so 8th plane, emotional plane. We're not going to dwell too much on that. But it's the plane of emotion. Okay? And we experience also something which is thoughts. We say the head, but thoughts happen everywhere. So the mental body. All right. Thank you. So the thing is, as humans, we have thoughts, but we are not our thoughts. We saw this in the basic MahaVajra introduction. Most of you went through this. If you didn't go through this, you should watch the MahaVajra seminar videos, or you should talk to your appointed teacher, whoever brought you to meet me, to have this deeper understanding of what the heck are you made of. So thoughts, you're not your thoughts, you have them. Okay? You have your thoughts. It's part of your human experience. Okay? You have your emotions. You're not your emotions. So if drama strikes you, you believe that you are your emotions. You are not your emotions. Don't define yourself as your emotions. You have them. There's a way to process them. We call this integration. And if it doesn't work, you do exhaustive observation, which is another level deeper. You have life, you have will, you have energy. Okay, vital plane, etheric plane. And you have physicality, you have the body. Okay. But that is not the soul. Or that is not the permanent soul. Some people argue, well, my body is my soul, it's part of me. Well, your soul is indestructible and your body will die and decay and disappear. Okay? So, you can argue all you want. In nature, there's something to demonstrate that your body will eventually not exist anymore. And if you keep defining yourself as your body, if you insist in saying, my body, that's part of my soul, that's part of my whole being, it's united. Yes, it is, while you're incarnate. Of course it is. You're not separate from your body. But you are not, by essence, your body. You are a soul. You're on plane 4, 5, 6. Because even your thoughts, your emotions, your life force, and your physicality will disappear, will decay. Probably at the moment of your death and afterwards. And it will not be you again. And if you're open to the concept of reincarnation, you'll have another body, then the one previous was not your soul, because your soul is what we want to define as the permanent, indestructible, unaffected thing, which is the true self. Okay? If your soul is whatever you are, then, well, let's just use a different definition of soul for now. Okay? The soul is what we wish to describe in this explanation as what will stay forever. The soul is what issued from divinity. Plane 4, 5, 6 is what came out of the Creator, modulated in creation by the transformer. The transforming force. Right? The interactive power of Christ and Father, of Vishnu and Brahma. Okay? The Shiva that just transforms and moves everything. Okay? By the Sudarshan Chakra. Why does this transformation happen? Why are we transformed at the lowest, densest level of our existence? In the Lotus Sutra, there is a parable of the house is on fire. A father had many children, and he noticed that his house was on fire. He ran out, and he said to his children, "Come out, children, the house is on fire." And they didn't get it, because teenagers didn't give a shit, and the younger just didn't understand. Okay, the house on fire, what does it mean? Okay, just didn't understand, didn't have the wisdom. They'd never experienced the pain of fire. So this father thought, if I go inside the house, I can save one, maybe two, and the other will perish. I might hinder myself. I have to find a way, regardless of the means, to get them out. And I say, hey, children, I bought you some toys and candies and chocolate and everything. Okay, well, in the sutra, it's I bought you playful things, games, and chariots pulled by oxes, deers, and donkeys, or 3 animals. Yeah. And I believe in that time having a chariot of your own as a kid was something wonderful. Yeah, for every child it is, pulled by an animal. So it was like the rich people offered these kind of high class gifts to their children. So all the children came out, and the older one would get the younger one to help them, okay, out of compassion, to get out of the house, not to go away from suffering, but to go towards happiness, but will be more enjoyed. Now there's a metaphor about the 3 chariots, the chariots pulled by donkeys, deers, and oxes, being the 3 vehicles of Buddhism: the Mahayana, the Hinayana, and the Vajrayana. Okay, we'll not talk about this aspect of the metaphor. We'll speak of the aspect of who the hell put fire in the house. Who's crazy enough to do that? They don't say this in the metaphor, in the parable. Well, they give us a hint. The children wanted to be happy. They didn't want to have the toys they had inside the house. They didn't want the house. They wanted to be happy. And for a while, they believed that their attachment to these things and to the house that brought security, they believed that their attachment to these material things was going to be the cause of their happiness. But as a soul, what they really desired is the real sense of profound happiness. So the house was set on fire by one of the kids playing with fire. That's obvious. How would it just go on fire? There's a reason. Okay? So this authentic desire of the soul to discover the true sense of happiness found a way to bring the transforming effect of the flame to destroy their attachments, their cause of attachment to their toys and the house that brought them security, so that they could be freed from their attachment to material things and go how to play with the three vehicles, okay? The different ways of evolving, that's what it means. And one of the vehicles could be step 1, 2, 3, which is the divine plane. It can be 4, 5, 6 as a soul, and 7, 8, 9, 10 as a human. Okay, there's many ways to see these three vehicles. Okay, so there's the wide way of just taking everything as spiritual, the thin way, the Theravada or Hinayana way, to be very ascetic and have a very harsh and strict spirituality, and the Vajrayana, which is I'll do everything that everyone does naturally, but I'll always do it in a spiritual state. Okay? I'll be conscious. Okay? So, fire seems to be for the human as a cause of suffering. But it is actually fire that frees us from attachment to material things. And it produces light and heat, okay, from the power of interaction and transformation that relieve us from causes of attachment and dependencies. We gain enlightenment. The light and the heat from the fire that actually used our attachments as a means to teach us how to go outside and be free. Okay? So that's the metaphor that you were asking about. Okay? This power of transformation, which is the gaze of the Holy Ghost, or the gaze of Shiva, the Sudarshan, which means the auspicious almighty gaze. When the divine realm observes whatever it created, it produces creation to modulate and transform. Okay? And as a soul, we experience this transformation. And as a human, the human is the thing being burned. The human is the house being set on fire. Okay? The spirituality sets a spiritual fire on your human attachment and dependencies, so that you will elevate yourself, so you'll be out of your house. Your house is your body. Your house is where your soul is encased. Actually, the soul is so big, if your soul would be fully incarnate in your body, and you would be a walking divinity, only 10% of your soul would be in your body. So immense and unconceivable is the soul. Okay? So to think that the soul is right here is a misunderstanding. Right here is the side effect feeling when your soul is flowing through you. This is the fire. There's a heat, there's something going on here, a presence, and when it strikes the mind, here and here, when it strikes the mind, you start to think in a different way. And when it strikes the heart, when your soul strikes your heart, when it gets to the emotional plane, it produces happiness and love for no reason. And when you densify your spirituality, when you incarnate yourself even more, which is the goal of Atma Yoga, your soul will strike your vital body and you'll have another level of energy, of resource available. And when it strikes your physical body, Your physical body will be vibrating with power, and your legs will pop here and there while it's being cleaned up. You know, you'll have kundalini shocks like this, and this go on forever and ever. And if you put more density in your physical body, it'll reburn again, and your physical body will be affected by your soul. Okay, so that your body will be healthier, stronger, more powerful. You'll have less stress. Okay, so Atma Yoga does not aim at denying what is not the soul. It means acknowledging what is the soul and embracing everything that it is supposed to be embracing, which is your human experience. Your soul is meant to go into the human experience and make it wonderful and feel it and be conscious of it. Okay? Does that make sense? So, we will now distribute sheets that should have been distributed before. But, you always wait for my call for everything. Okay. Remember, I don't have so much power. Distribute the sheets. Okay. In Atma Yoga, we use mantras. Okay. Until the sheet is in your hand, you should not be looking at the distributor of the sheet, but the person displaying the wisdom. Okay? You know, like this. The master doesn't care anymore. Just, I want my sheet. I want my sheet. Okay, attachment. When am I gonna get my sheet? Throw it in the fire. So, we use mantras to stimulate the state of mind. That will in turn stimulate a state of being. What is the difference between a state of mind? A state of mind is what happens in your human experience, the mental and emotional level. The state of being is what happens at plane 4, 5, 6 that we'll explain later on, which is your ability to be conscious and what motivates you, what moves you, what produces your life. The karmic plane, the causal plane that produces you to have such or such human experiences. Okay? The plane of consciousness and the plane of experience and wisdom, okay, which is what your soul is made of. Okay. So, we don't aim at denying that we are the body. We simply want to remember that we are the soul. And if for a temporary moment your body is a part of your soul, well, that is soul. That's not flesh then. Okay, that is soul in a certain way. That is this physical thing, it's soul. Densified at a physical level, we'll call it our flesh. Alright? It's a question of dictionary. First mantra. Madehane me atma om. And I have them printed in a way that you could have enough room to write on them. Okay? Madehane me atma om.
Excuse me. Does everyone have the sheet that says Atma Yoga at the top? If you have something different, raise your hand. Okay, thank you.
Alright. Too bad it's not a seminar where I push people in their ego and force them to integrate their shit. But please, are you going to try and screw up this experience? No? You still have to look at yourself and be conscious of everything you do. Oh, my advanced students, I talk to them in different ways than most people because they want it. Just pay attention, alright? Whoever. Madehane, I'm not a body. Okay? Madehane, I am not a body. We'll even say, I'm not the body to make it easier to understand. I'm not the body. Me Atma, I'm soul. So I am not body, I am soul. And if you want to put it in more English, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. Okay? Madehane, me Atma. And We put Om at the end, in this case. Because when we affirm we are soul, we want to go into the state of universal consciousness. So that's why I prefer I'm not body, I'm soul. Because we address the substance and not the object. I'm not the body addresses your limited body. I'm not body means I'm not made of form that was expressed. Deha means an expressed form from your mind. Okay? So I am soul. Instead of saying I am the soul, I am soul, it means that I am made of something of the soul level, but does not really define you as a single entity. Okay? I'm made of soul. I'm not made of flesh or form. Okay? The soul has no form, but is not deprived of form. Has no substance, but is not deprived of substance. It's an abstraction that is hard for the intellect to understand. So we start with the mantra, Madeyane me Atma Om. Madeyane me Atma Om. Does everyone have a mala? Want one, Kiana? There's a pink one right there. So grab it. Actually, grab any one made of wood that you like. The idea, Madeyane me Atma Om. I'm not body, I'm soul. I'm not form and shape, I am soul. I'm not flesh, I am soul. You can keep it forever. I mean, I give it to you. And this means, Carter, take off her price tag. This means we're wasting a lot of time here, okay? Because your soul is just starting to grasp the idea, and we're just taking time to download. And each time I want to go further, something happens to tell me, just wait, because consciousness is working on you guys, okay? The concept of soul, first accept that you have no idea what it could be until you feel it. Your intellectual definition of soul, you don't know what it is. So allow yourself to be open-minded at the human level to say, I don't know what my soul is, and I'm looking forward to feel it. If you understand soul, you don't get it. If you feel it, it's something very subtle, and there's something that produces a well-being inside you. When the soul goes into the human planes, the human is affected positively. We feel wonderful, we feel great, it's simple, it's soft, it's gentle. Yay, that's soul, okay? So we will do a mala of Madeyane me Atma Om, and we will contemplate, I'm not body, I'm soul, okay? Just to help your mind redefine or undefine the idea that your body is what you are, okay? Even if you know it intellectually, your body is convinced that you are the body. And your emotional plane is convinced that you are your emotions. And your mental plane is convinced that you're a mental plane, okay? If you look at the reality at a physical level, everything is made of mass, okay? The scientific people of our society, they look at everything as a physical manifestation, and because there's energy so close the vital plane is to the physical one, they had to admit there is energy, and they made it just a non-manifest part of the physical realm, but everything is a kind of mass. For the therapist, everything is emotion. And you'll have New Agers saying, oh, my body is emotion, but densified. And you have the mind people, the Brahman, that say everything is thought, everything is mind. I found enlightenment when I discovered everything is made out of mind. Okay? Because they see it at the level of the intellect, manasa, or mind, chit. Okay? They see at this level, so everything is mind. So even consciousness, which is way beyond mind, even consciousness is just a very refined level of thinking. in most yoga, especially Jnana Yoga, which is the yoga of knowledge. Okay? Because the intellect and the mind sees everything in what it is. And they'll say an emotion is a densified thought. And my body is very, very densified thought. Okay? But for the soul is consciousness. Everything is made of consciousness. So think about it. From the point of view of God, what is everything made of? Everything is made of God. Every plane always observes everything as what it is from an egocentric point of view, until it is refined enough to elevate its point of view in the scale of consciousness. So from the point of view of divinity, everything is divinity, divine consciousness, densified at various levels until it became awareness, causing something to happen, bringing wisdom and understanding for us to think and feel emotions and life to happen in a physical body. And just everything went naturally. Alright? So we want to re-elevate our perception beyond the physicality of our normal mundane way of thinking, okay? Because our five senses currently tell us that everything is happening right here. So we want to trigger this experience. I'm not made of body, I'm made of soul. Okay? So this flesh, even from the point of view of soul, is made of soul. Right? So it's not denying your body, it's just affirming a higher perception of what you are, even in your flesh. Right? I'll be doing this rhythm, but you choose your own. Made ane me atma om, made ane me atma om. So go ahead. Pay attention to your physical body while you do it. Alright. So, the contemplation of your body, knowing it is made of soul, or the contemplation that you are not that body. Take it all you want. But for now, this body is part of your experience. It is not you. It is not absent of you. So, from a certain point of view, we could say, yes, you are your body if you accept the impermanence of the phenomenon. Okay? Do you all have experience in transmigration? Who does not have experience of transmigration? Who? Okay. We'll do that. It's important to have this little feeling and to practice the idea that wherever you put your consciousness, you will feel it. Okay? So what I will want you to do, what's your name? Jesse. What I want you to do, Jesse, is you'll do it with Selena. Selena, you feel energies? Alright. So you'll do it with Selena. Who didn't do transmigration? You? Carlos. And you? Record it. Okay? And everyone else, you'll play. Okay? You'll play with your own energies and you'll follow this teaching and you'll turn around and you'll just start to exchange energy with other people while I guide this small transmigration face to face. Okay? And we'll do this quickly. Okay? There's transmigration, there are teachings specific on transmigration. Face to face or angled is good. Okay? So, Jesse and Karsten and
Jenny?
Jenny. So the newbies, you'll just put your left hand like this up towards the advanced person. And the advanced person, fix it, transmigrate. Do it. Go put your consciousness in there. And the newbie, you feel it. Okay? Alright, and that's it. That's easy. What did you feel something, Jesse? A little tingling?
Yes.
Alright. And you, Karsten?
Yes.
How could you describe it?
Tingling sensation.
Tingling, alright. And Jane?
Tingling? Yes.
It's tingling, okay? Good. So, the idea that someone else looked and put their consciousness in there affected you. You're going to turn around, okay? Actually, you're going to change roles. Just the advanced person, put your left hand, and the newbie, fix it with your eyes and imagine, this is my hand. I go in there. Yeah. Okay? And you start to feel this hand as being your new flesh, your new body. And from there, you imagine that it's on fire. And this hand is on fire. You concentrate, you put your will in it, and we take a deep breath. And we relax and come back here. Carlos, how would you describe his gaze?
Tingling my finger.
So, electromagnetic. And there, that's because you just allowed it to flow. How would you describe her?
Vibration in the hand.
Vibration?
Flowing out the fingers.
Flowing out. Okay, so flaming. And you? Okay, so yeah, you got that heat. All right. So these people explain to you that just because you wanted something outside your body, your consciousness, your gaze, your attention affected the other. Okay, we've been doing this a lot in other conferences, so I don't want to do the entire transmigration. In other conferences or seminars, we learn how to go consciously sit entirely in someone else's body and from there do a therapy. It's like doing Reiki, but instead of doing it from the outside, we just invade and set fire in there, okay? And people, you played a bit with your energy? Okay, so just for fun. Jesse, put up your left hand. Okay, everyone, right index, fire. Okay, you feel that? Okay, it's enough, we don't want to burn his brain. Okay, how's it feel?
Is it very intense?
It's very intense. There's a lot of people that are just used to play with energies, okay? Karsten, stand up, go here. You got some drive. Everyone in his heart, just go there and breathe and be happy. Happy. And relax. Okay, you got a rush. All right, go say it. You. Come up here. It's fun. Okay? Now, don't destroy them. Don't go, wow, you're so happy. It has to be light and gentle, okay? This one, we want state of peace. Shanti. State of peace. Go in our heart. Shanti. Why I feel it like up to here. Okay, good. All right? Okay. That's the effect of what we teach in transmigration. The idea that your consciousness is not enslaved to your flesh. And wherever you put your mind, you will affect. Okay? Alright?
Yeah.
So, now we're going to take our bottle of water. We're going to take a sip without blessing it and just taste it. Whoever doesn't have water, you went there and you got it yourself. Alright? Thank you. You take a sip and you taste its energy. It's usually almost empty because it was just slightly blessed. That's energy. Now, great fire of joy. You put it in your bottle of water. Joy. And you look at this water. This is what I am. I am this water. You feel yourself liquid. And you exist as this water in your consciousness. And you're so happy and inflamed. And you take a sip of water and you taste the energy. Usually it should invade your entire head. Because you feel the difference? Alright, you did? Okay? It's so simple. That's how you bless something. You put happiness in there, it's blessed. Okay? That's why prayer works. You put your mind on something that you want. Okay? Oh, I hope this person will remain so attached to me that we will both suffer about it. And, oh no, you use, please God, make her love me. Yes. Jesus said, don't you think that God knows what you really, really need? Can you just say hallelujah? Hallelujah. Halle is to express something. It starts with ha. Ha. It expresses. Le, lu. Le, the L letter is about coming into, incarnation. Okay? Or going into. So when a word starts with L, it has to do with copulation, sexuality, penetration, going into. Okay? When the L is not the first letter, it means just the into or towards. Okay? So ha is an expression. So everything in the world has to do with expression. Le, lu is go into wisdom and go into experience. Okay? So hallelu is to render grace. It's to express your joining your communion. You're wanting to be into an experience. Okay? But into what? Into Iya. Iya is Christ. Iya is Buddha or Vishnu. Iya is the Hebrew way of saying what is consciousness in all things. Okay? So Alleluia is to express your appreciation of the grace of God, and you're wanting to commune with God, with consciousness, with Christ. Okay? With the manifested God. Alright? So when we say hallelujah, we transmigrate into totality. When we say hallelujah, we render grace to God. It's a way to commune with our God. We're not asking anything, and that's a good way to pray. Okay? We could say, thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for great wealth. Thank you for great abundance. Thank you for everything I have. Because it can always be worth. Sorry, wrong word. It can always be worse. That's how we say it in English. Alright? So, where you put your mind, let's say you pray, and you want to pray for someone else. God bless this person with your grace. That's it. Or you can do what Jesus taught us. Father in the heavens. Regardless of the way I call you, it's divine. Holy is your name. Okay? I won't do the entire prayer. I'm just telling you, there's a way to pray that Jesus taught us. To say, the way I address God, that's a holy experience because I'm addressing God. Your name. Okay? And in Hebrew, your name doesn't mean your specific name. It means how I call you. That's holy. Okay? Or when I invoke you. Because to name something is to invoke it. Okay? There's like a misunderstanding when through the ages when it got to Latin and Greek and then to English and French and Spanish and everything. So it's the idea of addressing divinity purely as it is, without giving a single name. I call you, but I'm not giving the name. I'm just saying I call you the thing that is unnamed, undefined. Okay? So that your kingdom will come and that your will be done. So it means fill the purchase request in my place. I'm just going to sign it. Okay? You give me what you think is best for me. Okay? I just need the heat every day and to soothe my heart so there's forgiveness and then not be tempted to do more suffering, so free us of temptation, okay, of addictions. Because it is to you that this physical realm, kingdom, this emotion of glory, and this management idea of power in the mind, all of that, physical, emotional, mental resources, they all belong to you, okay? The kingdom, the glory, the power, it's to you God it belongs, okay? So that's the general idea of the Lord's Prayer, okay? That's another way to pray. Because if you put your consciousness into something, it will go. And we learned this fact by experiencing transmigration. And some people never feel a single thing, and it's okay. Okay, but most people here feel, so it's cool. Sometimes because of our work, sometimes because we underwent some kind of therapy that hindered our nervous system. There are, like some people take 2, 3, 4 years to start feeling stuff like that. It's okay. The wisdom still works. Okay. So there was Gana Shakti who didn't feel a single thing for about, 2 years, 2 years and a half. And when she did transmigration practice with others, the others said, wow, that's so heavy, that's so intense. Well, that's Gana Shakti. And she started to feel herself. But in her soul name, there's this heaviness of the Shakti of Ganesh, of this idea of being very potent power that was difficult to feel because it's not refined, it's just really there. And when she got to that level of awareness, she felt it. Okay? So we don't all feel the same way, everyone. Okay? Someone sends fire in your hand, you might feel some cold. Because it's not physical fire, it burns you. It's an energy, and if it's cold, it means it's flowing naturally. If it's hot, it means that it's burning stuff. Okay? Doesn't mean you're clogged, it means there's stuff to burn. I mean, we're human. Okay? So some people send me fire energy, I'll just feel your strong cold wind. Okay? Except here, where I'll probably feel the burning. I got stuff to burn here. I'm not talking about my belly, I'm talking about emotional crap I kept on from other works. Alright? So this idea of feeling and where you put your consciousness and you gaze in the hand and they feel it and everything, that's a technology that already works. Okay? We already are affected by other people's consciousness. Sometimes you're waiting for someone on the corner of a street and they are in your back 50 yards behind and you just go, oh, I was waiting for you. No, you feel it. And sometimes you think about someone and the phone rings. Because the moment that this person dialed your number, its consciousness started to affect you, so you became available to that. Okay? So we already have this idea of affecting. And let's say we walk in a room very happy, people will kind of feel it. Sometimes there's someone very, very depressed and suicidal that walks in a room and we all feel something. You know, not everyone is aware of that, but some people in here are aware. You know, we affect each other. We already do that. People extremely negative will affect others, and it's not just they're complaining. Even when they shut up, they affect us by their mere presence. There are people you just can't bear. because they're aggressing in their energy. And other people, they walk in a room and you're just so happy they're there. You know, you feel the presence. Okay? So we already do that. Imagine if you could master this art of radiance, of putting yourself in a state of great happiness and radiate on others. Okay? And it's not through effort, it's through letting go. Okay? So you did transmigration? Good. You tried it with your bottle of water? Good. The idea of I put my consciousness in something. Now, breathe and relax. Observe your body. Just pretend you have never been in your body before. Just pretend that was not you and now you're going into your body. So use your mind to go into your entire body like if it had not been the case before. And invade your body, transmigrate in your body. Your consciousness is in your flesh. And breathe. Do you feel the presence of your consciousness in your body? Alright? This is a practice that is called incarnation. You focus on your body. And you felt something when you focused on being in your body. Did you feel something? Like a presence that wasn't there before? Wow, that means something. It means that before I asked you to go in your body, you actually were not. Okay? The first step of Atma Yoga is prayer. The second step is where the hell are you? In your mind. The answer is usually in your mind. Unless you're dramatically crying over something useless, then you're in your heart, in your guts, but you're not in your body, okay? So, incarnation. First step, prayer. Go to the highest point. Second step, go to the lowest, densest point. Go in your body. Most of the time, you're not in your body. You're just somewhere in your human, but not conscious of your physical reality. And the more you pay attention to your body, now just the fact that you start taking notes, your presence in your body is starting to leave. It's natural. It just happened. Okay? Try to be mindful of staying incarnate, in the flesh. And feel, those who are sitting, don't cross your legs, 2 feet directly on the floor. Or stretch. The idea, yeah, trying to have both your feet flat on the floor, bending your knees, yeah. The idea is put your hands towards the bottom, touching or not, doesn't matter, touching the floor or not. The idea is feel this consciousness through concentration. I am in my body, this is my flesh. And you will invade with your own mind your physicality to the point it will feel your hands and the sole of your feet that will affect the floor or whatever is below you. And this is pulling you in your body. It's pulling your soul in your flesh. So although we've contemplated Madeya Neme Atmaom, we're not the body, we are our soul. In this heightened perception of being soul, we are involved with the flesh. Incarnate. And pack up your physical body with this consciousness that you are. Good. Now you breathe and you relax. You let go. You can cross your legs. Actually, you should cross your legs if you're on the floor. Bring your hands like this. Okay? When I teach through experience. I try to stimulate experiences that will have a meaning for you. Okay? Did you notice that you have this presence when you think about it in your body? Letty, you got that? Okay? Jess? So, you have a body. Huh? You saw that. You have a body. You also have energy, but we'll come to that later. It's too difficult to grasp or newbies. You have emotions. in your body somewhere, there's a level of density of consciousness which is emotions. Huh? Acknowledge that? So without feeling a specific emotion, concentrate on the part of you that is emotion. I am emotion. So pay attention to your emotional self, your ability to feel emotion, your emotional body, however you define it, and go incarnate your emotional self. So forget about the flesh for a moment, just you're in the emotional self. There's nothing to feel, but you exist as this emotional being. You also have mind, you think. So now go into this mind place. I am the part that thinks. The same way you went in your flesh before, go in your emotion, and now go in your mind, your thinking ability, your mental body. Okay? Now go back to your flesh. Go back to your flesh and sing in your physical flesh. You can say cross-legged, it's okay. Go back to the flesh. And breathe and pay attention here. Okay. Now we're going into the very refined and subtle experiences where you can set your mind to be in your intellect, set your mind to be in an emotional level, even if there's nothing to feel, you're just at this level of existing. And the same way, even if you're not physically moving, you are physically in your flesh. Conscious. Okay, do you understand the goal of this practice is to give you the ability to tune in to the level that you wish? Okay, by stimulating an experience, I am in physicality. I am emotional. I am mental. Okay, and you'll see that your soul, which is beyond that, will go and flow in. Okay, and this can only be discovered through experience. I can't teach you that. I can teach you exercises that will stimulate that process. Okay. Now the energy and vital plane that I left out is just because it's too difficult to define what we don't get the idea that we can modulate. Okay, air conditioning. So now that you paid attention on your flesh, your heart, and your mind, your intellect, go in your flesh and feel that in this flesh there is a nervous system filled with energy and our cells filled with life. Okay, so there's the flesh, but now pay attention mostly on the life part, that I'm alive and there's energy in there. And that is your vital body. So fill your life body with your consciousness. Okay? Now go back to the flesh, only the flesh. You'll keep feeling your energy body so close it's to the flesh, but now pay attention to the actual cells, the actual bones, the organs, your flesh, your physicality. I am a physical being. And I am an energy being. Go back to the life. Okay? Make the difference. You see, only by switching a bit your consciousness, you can be aware of the energy you are, and you can be aware of the physicality you are, and stay aware of your flesh. Stay aware of your energy, both at the same time. I'm flesh, I'm physical, I'm energy. Stay aware of your physicality and your vitality, and become aware of your emotionality. I'm emotion. I'm flesh, life, and emotion. Now go in the mind. I'm flesh and life and emotion and thoughts. Flesh, life, emotion, and thought. I am all that. Your consciousness is contemplating every part of your human self. I am flesh, life, emotion, and intellect. Thinking. For those who know better, I'm an experience of wisdom, of causality, of consciousness, interacting divinely, one vacuity. Om Mabuba Hantu Sao. breathe and relax. Now I have you right in this rich experience. All stand up. And you will slowly walk, making sure you don't affect anyone's things on the floor. Those people who got their sheet spread out, put it close to your pillows. And you will slowly walk. Eyes half open or open, not closed, because it doesn't make the walking efficient. And you pay attention to the flesh. Now we do it walking. Flesh. Life. Emotion and intellect. Physical, vital, emotional, and mental. And you walk gently. Paying attention to the experience of incarnation. Now start to unify all of that. You're not paying attention to 4 things anymore. You're paying attention to a single thing, which is your human self that spans from physicality to intellectuality. That goes from flesh, life, emotion, and mind. Everything is just one experience. And embrace every level of density of what you are. Stop where you are. Palms towards the floor. And just feel the shower of consciousness through your entire self, flowing down in you. And you grasp your human existence. And yet you allow consciousness to flow through. Stay aware of yourself as human and go sit. Softly and gently, slowly. Stay aware. Practice yourself at awareness. Fill your mind with the idea of all that you are. Fill your concentration, your ability to pay attention with the idea of your human densified self. Keep this in mind so that your mind will be full of it. We call this experience mindfulness. Stay mindful. Keep a constant attention on your physicality, your life, your emotional, and your mental body. Alright? You're incarnate. You're just practicing being aware of what you are. Your soul is that thing, that part of you that is aware. Your soul is that part of you, this consciousness that went into your physical experiences. Your soul is that awareness that invaded your different levels of frequency of your body. That is your soul. You feel this presence of something, that's your soul. Okay? So the soul is something you can discover by elevating yourself until you snap out of physical existence. And then deprived of your physicality, there's only the self. We do transcendental meditation, which is very healthy, by the way. And the other way to become aware of the soul is to dump it in your human. And stay focused and concentrated. And the moment you lose your concentration of that, until you're trained to constantly be in that state, then you don't have to think about it, you're always there. But while you're not constantly flowing through your existence at every level, you need to train yourself. And when you drop out of this concentration, you go back to one of those levels, usually the mind, somewhere between the intellect and the emotional plane. Okay? And it's okay. Now we relax. And we eat a piece of cake right now. Close camera. Yes, we have to rejoice in our human experience. Let's do that.